Hello, Purple Eagles fans. My name is Todd Callen from the Niagara Sports Network, and we thank you for joining us today as we take a look back at the NU women's lacrosse team's big road win at Binghamton this past March. And to do that, we're pleased to welcome in the head coach, eighth-year head coach, just completed for the leader of the program, and that is head coach Wendy Stone. Wendy, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Wendy, just before we get into some of that game action, how are you doing? How are friends and family of yours? Is everybody healthy?
Everybody's healthy. We're making do as best we can here, going a little stir crazy, but we're doing well.
It is the order of the day with a different approach to each and every day here under these crazy times. But
Yeah.
You know what? Let's go ahead and roll the tape. We've got Kyle Barker from NU Athletics back at Mission Control. He rolls the highlight film, and we'll get into this. A big road win for your team on the 3rd of March, and what looks like a pretty brisk afternoon at Binghamton. Coach, as you were getting your team ready to try and string back-to-back wins together, talk a little bit about, as best you can remember, some of those keys to victory over Bearcats club.
We were a very young team this year, very inexperienced across the board, and I think we were just starting to really figure things out. And Binghamton has been, for the last couple of years for us, always a tight game, and we knew that coming in it was going to be a battle and a back and forth battle, but we were expecting that. And excited about the opportunity to play Binghamton, and it was a chance for us to keep things moving in the right direction, and the kids came out right away and did that.
Moving in the right direction right off the opening draw. Here is Jenna Brill, scoops it up and quickly attacking into the zone, gets awarded a free position. Puts it in the back of the net. Talk about how impressed you were with this start. You can't ask for a better start on the road.
Absolutely. We had been struggling with the draw all year, so it was great that we came up with it, came down, and we had worked with Jenna all year about really just attacking the cage. She has a ton of potential and is a great driver for us in the midfield, and just having her take it right away and didn't hesitate at all, and just got us off to a very good start, which we hadn't had in every game this year so far.
That really was a great way to start it. Shortly thereafter, 1-1 game as the Bearcats do tie things up. But one thing that I wanted to ask about as the footage catches up, seemed like some physical play, and here we go. Some great defensive pressure, I thought. Great positioning. Talk about your defensive sequence here.
So Meg Howe does a great job of getting pressure out on the ball. She was one of our shutdown defenders this year, and really came into her own and pressured. And I thought we did a really nice job throughout the game. Lacrosse tends to be a pretty high scoring game, but we did a nice job across the board of being physical and of forcing them to play a little bit faster than they wanted to. They didn't really like pressure. We knew that coming in, and I thought our kids did a really nice job defensively throughout the game. But particularly as the game went on towards the second half, we definitely locked things down. And
here's the spot where the benefit of the replay, we saw it quickly there, but maybe a little bit of a fluke goal, but I think it's a goal by Allie that, the harder I work, the luckier I seem to get. She's in the neighborhood. It tips off the goalie stick and goes into the net.
Absolutely. It was one where sometimes things bounce your way for sure. And she was all over the ground ball before that and ended up with getting a good bounce for us. And I think that's a testament to how hard she works and her IQ on the field. But I thought overall we did a really nice job of riding, which you saw in those clips right there, of chasing back and putting a lot of pressure on them overall.
Some good action there. Sorry to jump on you, and it gets into a free position chance for the Bearcats, but foiled by your keeper there. Then again, more pressure by Binghamton, but you're able to withstand it here with the 2-1 lead.
Yeah, I thought we did a really nice job of helping defensively in this game and shutting things down. Really hedging towards the ball, which is something we've been working on overall. It really hedging and really helping each other across the board, and that we closed down lanes there for us.
Defense turns to offense, and a great pass here from Shea to Lucy in front, and we'll see some spots during the game where you guys found some soft spots in the zone. You get a good look at it on the replay, and then Lucy buries this for a 3-1 lead early.
Yeah, Shea really stepped up as this game went on, and did a nice job of finding Lucy. Lucy has a tendency to find seams for us, and we were able to get her the ball in with a lot of space.
Now it's a 3-2 game as the Bearcats claw to within one. And then here again, good defense, able to pick up that loose ball and end the threat.
Yes. I thought we did a really nice job overall of closing down lanes and making life difficult for them. Low angle shots, which are the shots we really want to give up, and shots with pressure, with extended pressure on.
Couple of really nice saves after Binghamton had found their stride a little bit. They go up 5-3. Then you guys looking to get back on track. I love the feed in there from Mackenzie. A great shot, a 5-4 game. Jenna's second of the game.
Yeah, they did it. They did a nice job of breaking down the zone. We were patient. We knew what worked. We didn't always do it, but we definitely had worked on how to get inside, how to get the ball inside over and over again. And it was nice to see it come to the passing, come together.
It really was in stride and kind of going across the front of the cage, but going back the other way, found enough of a crease there to get it in. We move a little forward, a 6-4 game, and a chance here for the Bearcats on the free position. But again, I thought great positioning there by your keeper to keep that one out of the net, keep it a 6-4 game.
Absolutely. Michelle, at this point, she has been playing, had just come off a game where she made 18 to 20 saves, something along those lines, and ended up leading the nation when the season got cut short with in save percentage. And she had at this point, I think the ball was very big for her. She could see it coming from a long way away, and did a nice job of really anchoring our defense there.
And she really was right that last few seconds of the opening half. It's a 7-4 game, a chance for Binghamton to double things up. Perhaps maybe that ball has still left a mark. I don't know, but I thought that was one of perhaps the biggest saves of the game to get you into halftime with it still being a 7-4 game. And we'll roll the tape right away into that second half. Looking for another good start here. Binghamton does get that 8th goal.
Yes, they do, but we answered back right away, and I thought we did a really nice job of keeping our composure throughout the whole game. And we never panicked. And it was a really back and forth. They just had a few more shots fall than we did as the game went on. But the fact we were coming up with the draw pretty consistently was something that we had worked on and gave everybody a lot of hope.
And I love that goal right there by Mara. She shows some good toughness. We'll have a replay and a closer look at it. This is an 8-4 game. If Binghamton gets the next goal, maybe it's too tall of a mountain to climb, but she was not to be denied. This is really strong work. Absolutely.
She's a tough kid, and tends to operate in more of a bull in a china shop than a finesse mode there for us. And as a sophomore, we were really working with her to drive hard. And if you're going to go. And I thought that sort of displayed everything that we had been working on with her.
She was still wringing that hand out a little bit. Just anyone that plays sports will tell you it doesn't hurt quite so much if it's a goal. Another Correct. Free position here for the Bearcats. A big save again by Michelle. And I just look back at where she's so calm. She looks so calm and patient on the free position. Made a tough save look easy almost.
Free positions are her thing. She is very good at stopping them, and it's something that she does very well.
Here's good ball movement here in the offensive zone. I think perhaps every one of your offensive players touches the ball here on this play. And then you can see Shea raise her stick to let her teammate know that she's open, and she takes over from there. Again, right into the goal mouth, and it's an 8-6 game on a big goal.
Yes, it was. And we had a conversation at halftime, she and I. It was one-sided. A conversation at halftime of, you need to step up and take control here. And I think she did that she rose to the challenge and did that. I think she had 4 goals in the second half, maybe 5. I know she had 5 on the day with that, but she did come out in the second half and really dominated and took control, which is something she can do, and we were looking for her to do all year.
And not to bury the lead, but it was 5 second half goals. So if you can bottle that halftime speech, that's going to the Hall of Fame, because that's a beauty, Coach. If you had some extra words of wisdom, really go back in the memory bank and find those.
I'm not sure they were words of wisdom, more of let's go.
Motivation, whatever form it takes.
Yes.
So 8-6 here, and again, some loose balls that you guys pick up and on the attack doesn't result in a goal, but I thought some good back and forth action that again shows off, I think, some of your team speed.
Yes, and I thought we were the more athletic team between the two of us. We just struggled on the draw all year in terms of coming up with a ball, and this was a game where we were able to come up with it. We didn't have to go win it back defensively and put our defense under that much more pressure. So that really set the tone for us across the board.
Now the scoreboard's still reading 8-6. It's actually 9-6 at this point. A feed in tight. And there is Shea again, able to catch it in traffic, spin, and get it in the goal. A really tight spot to feed that pass in there, and Shea knows what to do with it from there.
Absolutely. She is a very, very good cutter, very good finisher, and took on more of a quarterbacking role for us this year and had the ball as a driver, as we see in this half, in addition. But cutting and finishing is definitely her strength.
Her second of the game. We know there's more forthcoming, and now there will be a stretch of play really at both ends until a free ball again, that your team is quicker to the loose ball. Off you can go into the offensive zone after, again, some back and forth here in a tightly contested 9-7 game, where I think you guys are beginning to feel the momentum that if we do a few more things right, we can get this in the win column. Looks that way anyway.
For sure. And at this point, we had made a goalie change. Michelle was hurting a little bit and struggling with the low save, and we put Marin in. So Marin is in at this point in the game, and she'll make some good saves here in a second. But I think this group never doubted themselves. We didn't always have a ton of confidence in what we were doing, but there was never any doubt in what we were doing and plugging away. And I don't think we knew. You don't know it. Sometimes not knowing is a good thing, and not being in you don't think as much as you go and you just play. And I think that really happened in the second half. And Allie stepped up and Shea stepped up and got everybody on the same page. You can see Allie in these huddles and Shea as well. Allie coming off on the bench and really making sure that everybody's on the same page with the message of we're doing this.
9-8 game here after Allie did get you to within a goal. And again, some quick action. Shea finds it in the right spot again and thinks at this point this game is deadlocked, but the whistle came. So a free position for her. And you know that with the confidence she's playing with, the caliber player that she is, she's apt to tie this game up. And I just ask, is this maybe where the form of a star player, a leader on your team, just willing her team to victory?
Absolutely. I mean, she took over this game, and I think Allie helped her quite a bit in terms of making sure everybody's on the same page. But it is a testament to the type of player she is and the leader. She just took over, and there's nothing harder than scoring a goal and having to get called back, and you have to step up and take a free position. That's a difficult spot to be in, and Shea stepped up there.
3 straight goals by you guys knots the game at 9, and a timeout called by the Bearcats as we get a look at that tying goal again going down to the lower half of the cage. But 9-9, your team's playing with a ton of momentum. Talk a little bit about this best you can recollect during that timeout.
Everybody stay calm here and delivering a message of here's what we're going to do. We're going to go win the draw. We're going to take care of the ball. Going back to the points that we stressed all along: take care of the ball, finish plays, and win little battles. We have 15 minutes left. There's a ton of time. We've got one play at a time here, has really been the message with this group. You can't take the whole 15 minutes in one chunk here. You got to take little pieces, but we were playing really well at that point in time. So it was great to have a chance to regroup everybody. Okay, here's what's going on.
I thought that the Bearcats responded quite well after the timeout, put on a lot of different pressure. For some good defense there by Jess. Another chance at the top, some great speed by Binghamton, but the big save by your keeper. This play, looks like a pretty good pick that gets run right here around the right side. Whoops. But again, keeper there to make the save.
Our Marin came in and she did her job. She did exactly what we asked her to do. She was ready to step in and play. And I thought she made some fantastic saves down as the game went on here and really stepped up. We had a lot of kids step up and play, did their job, from Lois and Rachel Wager on the draw. Here's what we're asking you to do. Come in. They did it. Marin came off the bench cold and made saves. She did exactly what we needed her to do.
So Binghamton eventually does go ahead. They get the 10-9 goal. A little bit of a scramble there, but Shea gets free. And here's another free position opportunity for her, the one that you want, and a chance to tie things up at 10. This is a really great shot for the equalizer.
Yeah, she did not used to like free positions. I had to force her to take them pretty regularly. And she, as a younger player, she would have passed out of that. And it was great to see the growth in her this year of really stepping up. And she knew she had to finish for us to be successful, and she was able to do so.
And is that maybe taking what the goalie gives you? It seemed like your team had a lot of success in the lower half of the net. Their goalie protecting downstairs, she went up top.
Yeah, Shay's a finisher, and seeing what the goalie, I think she's similar to Michelle, was seeing the ball was very large. For Shay, the goal was very large this day, and she was able to make plays. Another save by Marin here.
Right, 10-10 game, big save there. They get in tight, but she slams the door.
Mm-hmm. Yep, she did exactly what we needed her to do. Came in, stepped up.
I love this here. You'll see a great cut from Allie. She's free. She buries it. You regain the lead, 11-10. But really a great job by her teammate to draw. I thought that other defender makes the pass a little bit tougher, but then Allie's in the clear.
Absolutely. Allie's another great cutter for us. And I think the thing that stood out to us as a staff after this goal was how the emotion behind it. And that was that she wasn't going to be denied there. And the team as a whole wasn't going to be denied there. And that's, if you see as she comes off on the bench, and how the bench reacts, how she gets everybody on the same page. It was great to see.
No shortage of energy there. You see the hat trick that they put up on the board. So now your team is up 11-10. Bearcats aren't going to go away. They apply more pressure, leads to another free position that we'll see, but maybe the biggest save of the day coming up here.
Absolutely. I thought we played that very well, actually. I didn't think there was a foul there overall, but I think we did lock down here defensively. And once again, Marin did her job. And that's something that we talk about, whether the bench did their job by being energetic and being engaged and bringing that energy. Marin, when she was called upon, did her job, which is to make saves. And then clear the ball well. That second part of it is always important as well. But here we go, off and running again, and that's she stepped up.
Yeah. Really, that was the Bearcat player really tight. Haven't seen a ton of the action over the years, but I thought that one she was particularly tight. And here goes Shea again, taking the contact, kicking it into another gear. Everybody takes a whack at her. You look up, it's 12-10 Purple Eagles.
Yes, and that was the exclamation point on the day for her. And I think that we're not going to be denied this. We're going to go out and get it. And we talked about not waiting for things to happen, making plays as opposed to just letting things develop. And she made plays for us.
No doubt about it. You can sense the victory. And then as the final seconds tick off the clock, it is back-to-back wins. You improve your record to 3-3. And as the tape winds down here with both the celebration and the handshake line, again, put on your memory cap, although I thought it was impressive that you remembered right away that you thought maybe that was a bad call. I love that. Think back to, the message to your team. Now we've won back-to-back games. This was a come-from-behind win where you score 8 of the last 10 goals of the game on the road. Incredible. Talk about some of the feelings that you shared with the team and their feelings back to you after.
I think we told them how proud we were of the way that they reacted to the situation, how they stepped up, and it wasn't just Shay and Michelle and some of our Lauren Paul, our top players. It was the bench stepped up. People came in and did their job, and that's what happens when everybody does their job and everybody steps up. And I think we let them know how proud we were of them to enjoy it, and we were going to get back to work the next day. And we did, going into Louisville, and I think it was a game for us to really build on. And it was a game we were able to build on as we went down to face an ACC team in Louisville. Yeah. And it's a great memory. It was a really fun game for us.
Yeah, it really was, and smiles all along for the team with Niagara on their jerseys. And then you talk about the Louisville game, and then circumstances change in the country, in the world, and you're 3-4, and just 9 days after this, the MAC comes out and says we're going to be dropping the curtain on all spring sports. Yep. Within the conference, and all the conferences followed suit. Just a tough time. Talk about delivering that message to your team. I'm sure that it had to be tough.
There were a lot of tears across the board, because I think we really, one, it was just a great group, and the group was a lot of fun to be a part of, and they really enjoyed each other, and just that this team wasn't going to get to finish out what they started. And it was hard. There were a lot of tears from everybody. It was not an easy day, and one of the harder things I've had to do as a coach.
Yeah, tough times for sure. And then the NCAA comes out and does grant this extra year of eligibility. I know there's probably a decision matrix for a lot of the players, but how are you able to help them through that process?
A lot of conversations about what's ahead. What do you want to do? We left it totally in their hands. We wanted them all to come back. We made sure they knew that, and just a lot of conversations. I'm really glad that they get to end their careers on their terms, and with their decision, as opposed to the NCAA and the circumstances here making it. So it's fortunate for them that they get to decide whether they continue on or not.
And not just the seniors, of course. You got to be responsible for the whole team. So I'm sure you're having your share of Zoom meetings and talking to your student athletes, and finals are going on. So talk a little bit about how you've been able to still stay connected despite the Zoom world that we live in.
There's been a lot of Zooms, a lot of phone calls, text messages, and whatnot back and forth. We played Jeopardy the other day on a Zoom call with the team, and a lot of checking in and razzing each other, and your typical what usually happens in the locker room was happening over Zoom. It was great for them to all be a part of it, and to keep connecting, and to keep those connections alive.
Well, this has been great, Coach. Really, we thank you. Thanks so much for your time. Really enjoyed getting your insight, kind of as we did replay the highlights there of the team's big win at Binghamton. So, Coach Wendy Stone, thanks so much for visiting with us here tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Folks, that's going to do it for us as well. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks to Kyle Barker back at Mission Control for running the show here for us. Once again today, my name is Todd Callen from Menu Athletics. Be sure to keep it tuned in at purpleeagles.com and stay up to date on Purple Eagles Athletics. Have a great night, everyone.